Here we have the now traditional classic Rider-Waite deck. So this is a review of this deck. But not really a review, because it requires more than a review. A Rider-Waite deck, or any tarot deck. Tarot as opposed to Oracle requires some steady. It has its own elaborate systems and takes some time. But this is the classic Rider-Waite-Smith version. When I started to get back into reading cards, I originally intended just to stick with Oracle cards and not do tarot at all. But then the challenge kind of beckoned me. The first time I encountered tarot was not with a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It was with a Celtic-themed deck. And I think that was not helpful for me at all. Even though I had 2 or 3 books that were about the tarot in this form, without the theme. I guess I had the book that came with the Celtic deck, and then I had 2 that were just about the tarot in general. And I think it just created a lot of confusion, not having this deck with this imagery that really speaks to what is behind the card and what the meaning of the card is. The images here just make it very accessible. So I bit the bullet after, when I was younger, I was very much wanting to buck just about any system. And so the whole notion of getting the traditional deck just wasn't going to sit well with me, even though I wasn't, I was kind of making more work for myself by having a non-traditional deck. And eventually I let that deck go. And so now I'm older, not sure if I'm wiser, but I'm at least willing to give this a try. And there's a curious reversal here for me, in that the first time around I had a lot of difficulty remembering the meanings for the minor arcana, or arcana, as I actually tend to say it. And actually the major arcana, especially 1 through 9, have stuck with me over the years. I mean, I've never let them go. But but all of the major arcana were easy for me. They made complete sense. This time around, I won't say it's a complete reversal, but I'm just finding the minor arcana, perhaps because of life experience, much easier to access and remember and understand. Also with the help of some tutorials on YouTube that have given me some perspective I didn't have before. And the major arcana is a little bit foggy for me. I find I kind of ignored them because I found them so easy before, and now I'm going back and I'm thinking, well, what is the difference between the sun and the star? What is the difference between temperance and what's the other card that I think of as similar to temperance? Maybe even the star, I don't remember. At any rate, I'm still studying this. So I wanted to do a review. This is the US Game Systems crappy box. So I just got rid of the box immediately. This is a standard deck. This is the size of the cards, just for comparison's sake. Highly shuffleable, if that's a verb. They shuffle easily. This is the backing. I hate the backing, but, it was a cheap deck. And this is the side that matters, so I'm not going to worry about it. Again, the imagery, you've got your cups. I've gotten into the habit of calling these coins. I know a lot of people think it's more correct to call them pentacles, but I end up calling them coins. Swords, major arcana, coins, wands, okay? So, again, the imagery here is just speaks so much to what the actual cards mean. A matter has come up between two people probably, or even 2 groups of people, okay? heartbreak, perhaps, disillusionment, certainly. Something has come up. All right, decision, right? Sharing, okay, memories of childhood. So I will eventually, and I guess I don't have too much else to say. This is, I mean, get yourself a book. You know, you can't talk too much about it. This comes with a little guidebook. I don't even know if I kept the little guidebook. You really need to get an honest-to-goodness book to completely connect with each card, and to spend some time with each card. So it's not a light undertaking, working with the tarot. It's not a light undertaking. But second time around, I'm actually finding it much easier, much more congenial in general. And I'm really enjoying it, which I wouldn't have expected. 3 months ago, I would have said, no, I'm not going to do tarot. But the Rider-Waite is really helping me get back into it. And I think that's all that I have to say about the Rider-Waite.